Hey everybody, how are you? It is a Thursday night, and that can only mean one thing for the insiders. It is our Impact watch along, and it is the follow-up to Rebellion. So should be a great show. There's a great card tonight. Maybe we get some answers as to what's going to happen next, the things that are going to happen going forward, which is always fun to see after a big pay-per-view like Rebellion. If you missed Rebellion, you missed a hell of a show. It was absolutely fantastic. We watched it along, of course, on Sunday, and it was amazing. So many great matches. 2 new champions. Deonna Purrazzo, of course, congratulations to her. Steve Macklin, congratulations to him. Both of them winning their respective titles on Sunday at Rebellion. So just an amazing show. Really, really amazing show. Nick Aldis returned, and he officially has signed with Impact Wrestling. So excited for that as well. So, as you can see, I'm flying solo. Just me this evening. Jeff couldn't make it. He's just kind of inundated with a lot of work. so he could not make it this evening. But I did not want to do the show because, of course, we just love doing this. And, because we might have had some new viewers popping in too because of the rebellion. So it's just me, myself, and I, like that old 80s song goes. Let me welcome some people in. We don't have a whole lot going on this weekend. So, again, Jeff kind of just needs a little break. Going to give him the weekend off because, again, just a lot of stuff going on at work. And I've got some things I'm doing too. I have a tradition with some friends that I do record store day. When I started collecting vinyl again some years ago, there's a Saturday in April that they have a thing called record store day where they get all these different albums and stuff like that people release. So I will be doing that on Saturday, kind of just hopping around to record stores and stuff like that. Brings me back good memories of my childhood when we used to do that kind of thing. So that's what I have got planned. So nothing for us until Monday, which will be Abby's window on Monday. We're taking a little break from the WWE stuff, definitely until the draft. I just kind of think no real reason. Monday was enjoyable, right? It was enjoyable. I just think that they're going to kind of flounder around with stuff until, obviously, they got the stuff they're developing for Backlash, which we all know. It's going to be Sammy and KO and Riddle going up against the Usos. So we know that's the big one. Cody Rhodes, of course, and Brock. So we know what we have there. But everything else is just kind of, in limbo for right now. And so I'd imagine that will be, so I think once the draft comes, and we will do the draft. So the first night of the draft will happen on SmackDown. We will do that show live. So we will do the watch along for that for the first night of the draft. So definitely we'll be doing that. So nothing really tonight for us the rest of the weekend until Abby's, right? Abby's next Monday at 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They'll have a little bit to talk about. There was some news today there's constantly rumors, right? But there were some that I read yesterday saying that there may be a plan where Uncle Howdy and Alexa come back, kind of, I guess, as a team or together somehow. I don't know. But that goes kind of floating around there. And there's been so much of this stuff. You don't know what to believe and what not to. But then today, Uncle Howdy's theme came out being said it was going to be released. So they're going to release it probably on Apple Music, I would imagine, maybe tomorrow or tonight, maybe late when that goes into effect. So, and I shared it on our Twitter. So that's kind of exciting for people who are Bray fans. They wouldn't be doing that, I don't think, unless they were going forward with all that, right? And, there's been some more news where Bray has not been cleared yet. So obviously, the injury that he has, or the sickness that he has, was severe enough where he just isn't getting clear to wrestle. And again, that could be many, many things. If it's a condition that's making it hard for him to breathe, of course they cannot risk that, and they can't clear him. So whatever it was he had, if it was something respiratory, that could be very dangerous. So they cannot clear him. And so that's apparently the status. He, yes, he was out and about, but that's not wrestling, and that's not being athletic and running around the ring and doing all kind of athletic things. So, but from what I gather and the stuff with Howdy, I think is a good sign for people who are Bray fans, because at least it looks as if they're still going to do that. And who knows, maybe Howdy and Alexa will, if they're going to team up at all, maybe they will be the ones who will wrestle for a little bit. And then maybe the way we'll see Bray back will be doing promos maybe for a while, right? Maybe he'll kind of be almost like a manager, or, somebody, not a manager, but you know what I mean? Kind of in the background doing things that way until he could get cleared to be back in the ring. So don't be surprised if you don't see him drafted. If he's still not cleared to wrestle, he won't be. So don't be surprised if you don't see him in the draft. So maybe Alexa and maybe Howdy we might, but all right, let me welcome some people in and say hello. We have, it looks like Dana's here. Yeah, the Ted DiBiase Jr. stuff is a real estate scam or something he was involved in. I did hear that. Derek's here. Hey, Derek. Anthony Slate, member of the channel. Hello, Anthony. How are you? I don't have Jeff's sound effect board. I'm sorry, I can't do the clapping, but I can say thank you for being a member of the channel. We really, really appreciate you guys. Deanne is here. Let's go. Another Impact night. Yes. James Chadwick is here. What's up, James? James, I know was happy to see Nick Aldis back, as are a lot of us as well. Dylan is here. Hey, Dylan. We have Alicia. Hello, Alicia. We've got Michael King is here. Did I hear the new Metallica? I do. I heard a few of the songs. I did download it. I have Apple Music, so I can pretty much get any album that comes out. So I do have it in there. I will listen to it. You know what it is? I used to love listening to music, and I would listen to. Well, I still do, but I mean, I love listening to music on my way to work and stuff like that. I haven't been lately because I listen to podcasts now. So I'll look for a podcast that takes like 20 minutes to half an hour, which is what it takes me to drive to work every day, and that's usually what I've been listening to. So I don't listen to as much music on my drive as I used to, but I'll definitely check it out. Let's see. Greg John is here. Hello to you. So that's what we've got so far. So welcome everybody. Again, if you're new to the channel, I know all of you guys that are out there right now aren't new, but if you're new to the channel, if you're listening afterwards or whatever, please make sure you hit the subscribe. We're coming up on 3,800. I think we're, hopefully we'll get to 4K this year, which would be awesome. But we're coming up on that milestone. So please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit a like on the stream for us tonight as well. And make sure that you hit the notification button to be notified about when we have future content. So, all right, let's get into we'll get into what we've got. Well, what we got going on right now. This is BTI, which is right here. This is Heath and Rhino wrestling against Jack Price and Shogun. Jack Price has been around for a little bit. We've kind of heard his name before. Shogun, not so much. Who knows about Shogun? Who in the chat knows about Shogun? Let me know where Shogun is from. I like the mask. It's pretty cool. Kind of a voodoo kind of a look. I kind of dig it. So who is Shogun and where is he from? I know a lot of you people in chat have all that information, so let me know. But that's what's going on right now. Shogun just did a splash into the corner on Heath, and Heath is in a little bit of trouble. Cover here, attempt 2, and a kick out at 2. So we'll see if Heath and Rhino can continue their winning streak. They won, of course, before Rebellion. Everybody's asking James. Yes, James, who is Shogun? Let us know. I don't quite know. I could look him up. Yeah. Okay. So that is our BTI match that is happening right now. Let us take a look at tonight's card, shall we? That is my buddy Joe Hendry, but we'll go back here. We have tonight, of course, happening right as we speak right now, before the Impact, BTI, Heath and Rhino versus Jack Price and Shogun. So that is going on right now. The main card tonight, we've got, this is going to be a banger. We've got Time Machine. So Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, of course, the Motor City Machine Guns, and KUSHIDA going up against. Now, this is kind of a weird pairing, right? Because these guys had a triple threat against one another. Mike Bailey, Jonathan Gresham, those two guys have been going at it, whether it's enemies or whether it's been tag team, but Trey with them also. So that's a little bit of an odd thing. Trey's kind of a lone wolf guy, kind of out for himself, doesn't really do a lot of working with anybody else. So this is going to be interesting. You would think Time Machine comes out on top here because of that, because they just have more flow as a team. And you would think, Trey and Gresham and Bailey may not be getting along very well. This, to me, comes off as being kind of a, is someone going to turn here? Right? You have one bad guy out there, one heel, and two good guys, right? Jonathan Gresham and Bailey. Does one of them turn? Does Jonathan Gresham or Bailey turn into a heel? Yes, heel is the word. But does one of them turn? Does Trey kind of get? You would think Trey's the odd man out here. But maybe one of them turns. Maybe that's why they're doing this. I can't really figure out anything else. It's going to be an amazing match. Obviously, Sabin and Shelley with Gresham and Bailey in the ring and KUSHIDA in there as well. This is going to be an amazing match. could be, and I would think maybe should be the main event tonight. I would think. So that should be the main event. Shogun goes by another name, Jackson Stone. He was in SWE Fury when I could watch it and just does other indie shows. Okay. So new face. Nice to see somebody new out there. It looks like Heath and Rhino are your winners. Yes. So Heath and Rhino are the winners of the BTI match. Thanks, James. It's a stir the pot match. Yeah, it just seems like really weird pairing, right? It seems like something that's something may be going on there, and there may be a little something happening. John Kessler. Hey, John. Hello, everyone. Rebellion was terrific on Sunday. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a really amazing show. Jeff and I, we said that at the end of the show, and we talked about it a little bit after. It was really, really one of the best pay-per-views that we've seen in quite some time. It was really good. We both gave it 10s, which we don't sometimes do that easily. So, even all the Impact shows that have been going on, these shows every week, they've been doing really well. We've been giving them like 9s and stuff like that, some 8.7s and stuff. But I'm not surprised you knew, James. That's why I asked, dude. That's why I asked. Hey, Conrad, how are you? I'm cooking and sauteing onions for some burger. Yeah, you know what? It's odd you mentioned that. We just got the grill ready to go. Kind of dug it out from the corner of the porch, and we got that ready to go. I think we're having some steaks tomorrow, some steaks on the grill tomorrow. So, yeah, looking forward to that. It's always fun when you can get that grill out. Although it's so weird here. And you guys in the chat can tell me. I know you guys always talk to me about what it's like by you, but you can all tell me. The weather's been insane. We had, what was it, a week, maybe 10 days ago or so, 9 days ago or so, we broke records for heat, like 90-degree heat in April, which is not, that is very odd. And then like this Tuesday, was it Monday or Tuesday? When I woke up, it was snowing. So it's insane. Up, down. And I think it's just wrecking havoc on everybody's like allergies, and my sinuses are killing me. So you can tell me if it's like that by you. It's just insane weather. And now we're going back up. Tomorrow's supposed to be 80 some degrees again. And then next week it's supposed to be snowing again. So it's just, can't make up its mind. Mother Nature's crazy. Just insane out there. All right. We've got Moose recovering from his stapled balls. Yes. That so much reminded me. I'm a big fan of the comedy King of Queens. If you've never watched it, it's a really, really funny show about a guy who works for what is kind of the equivalent of UPS, and lives in Queens, of course, with his wife. And it's just funny. There are a lot of comedians on that show. Jerry Stiller, of course, the guy we do the grievances thing with, right, from Seinfeld. He's on there as the father, very loud and everything. What he does, good show. And they had an episode where they were messing around with a stapler at his work, and he ended up doing that. He tried to make like a backwards crazy shot, and it ricocheted off something and it hit him in the handbags. And the whole episode was about that, where he was trying to get to a hospital, get somebody pull it out, and he just couldn't because he had other things to do. And by the end of the episode, he was like going insane. I can't even imagine how that would feel. That's got to be horrible. That probably could take your breath away. Derek said we had snow. Yeah, it's insane, man. Like it's just insane. The up, the down, the up, the down. It's crazy. It just doesn't know what it wants to do. Typical rain and sun and wind in UK. 85 in Nashville today. Yeah, it's going to be hot here tomorrow. 80 some degrees supposed to be up here tomorrow. Hassan is here. Hello, Heather. By the way, nice to see you. Dylan, Steve-O is what reminded me of stapling his. Yeah, it's that I would never want to have happen to me. But Moose and Yuya should be a good match. That's left over a little bit from the confrontation and that match we had with Bully and Dreamers teams. So this is Moose and Yuya going up against her. This should be a good match, right? Yuya is awesome. And Moose has been amazing lately too. We'll see if Moose gets back on gets back on track for him and just starts decimating people. That's what he does. So we'll see if Moose can get on track again tonight versus Yuya. But again, should be a great match. Yuya is really, really talented and really good. All 4 seasons in Buffalo. Yeah, it just seems like that, doesn't it? It goes from we don't get a big spring anymore. I don't know why that is. We don't get like where it's, nice, like 50, 60 degrees during the day, cooler at night, 40s. And we don't get that for a long time. It kind of just leaps from winter and then it goes straight to summer. At least that's how it's been anyway. Michael King. Hello, Michael. Jody's going to get tornadic weather. Well, that's not good. Yeah, never good when those things pop up. We get a lot of severe thunderstorms and stuff this way too now. Hey, Brandon, how are you? All right, next up. This is going to be an interesting match too. A handicap match, which we don't see much on Impact. Frankie Kazarian going up against the Goons, I call them. The Good Hands. I just call them the Goons for short. I mean, you take good and hands, right? Goonns is in hands. Goons. Yeah, fits. Jason Hotch and John Skyler against Frankie Kazarian, 2-on-1. Another interesting match to me because, again, it's not something we see a lot. And, you know, again, this is left over from the match from Rebellion. But I kind of think that someone's going to come out and help Frankie here. I don't exactly know who it's going to be. Dreamer, of course, is done. He's, got and of course, let's mention that, please. Please keep Tommy Dreamer, of course, his family and his mom, of course, in your thoughts and prayers. She wasn't doing well. It was why Tommy was, very, very emotional with the thing with Bully because of his mom. So please keep her in your thoughts. But after that it was all over. Now, we have this kind of as a leftover. So we'll see what happens here. But I think somebody maybe comes down and helps Frankie at some point against the Goons. So we'll see. And then my boy here, I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is putting his Impact Digital Media Championship on the line tonight. And that is against Sheldon Jean. So Sheldon Jean, we've seen him several times, of course, on the show. Very athletic. And should give Joe Hendry a very good match. Now, again, we'll see. Joe's made some enemies, Brian Myers being one. You always have to have your eyes in the back of your head with Mr. Myers because he could show up at any time and come down and just wreck the night of someone. So be on the lookout for Brian Myers with Joe Hendry and stuff like that. And we'll see if somebody might interfere. This match would be the one I would say would have shenanigans. This would be my shenanigans match tonight. I don't think it's going to go down easily without. Or what we could get, and of course, there's the graphics for Moose and Yuya. What we could get with this is we could get a new challenger. So somebody maybe new comes out of the woodwork and challenges Joe Hendry. So we'll see. Maybe it's leading to somebody else. Be careful on Twitter now. All verified accounts lost it. Really? I was just on ours. Let me see. Wow, we still have ours. There's our blue check. You can see it next to our name. Boop. On the right side. So we still have it. Oh, maybe it's we have it because we're a Twitter Blue. Maybe it's the verified ones. Okay. Yeah, the verified. Yeah, Elon that whole thing has been a mess. All right. So that is tonight's card. There are the graphics that Jeff so kindly put up for me. We also are going to hear tonight from Nick Aldis. So, of course, he is signed to Impact Wrestling, said he's thrilled to be back home, which is awesome. I'm glad to have him back, right? And he had that standoff with Macklin. So if that's any indication of where it's going to go, I don't know if he'll go right as the contender for the title. They don't kind of usually do that. They kind of make the people earn their way. So we'll see where it ends up. But all this in Macklin looks like it's going to happen at some point. Maybe Slammiversary will be, because we paid for it. Yeah, we did. But maybe, do you know how hard it is to get verified on Twitter? It's like very, very hard to do now. But Nick Aldis is back. Alicia saying OMG. Yeah, it was a really cool moment to see him. He was down he was the ring announcer or one of the announcers for the championship match with Macklin and Kushida. And then, of course, he got involved when Macklin nailed Scott D'Amore with a belt, came into the ring and stood up there. He towers over Macklin, by the way. Nick's a big dude. So it's great to see him back. Of course, he's home, as he put it. So, you can take a look at that. I think he did an interview with someone. I don't remember the name of who did the interview with him, but he commented about being back and how he was happy to be back in Impact. Hey, Mark, Brandon Barnes, hello. Some other people joining in. John Kessler is here. Michael King is here. And then I think and we're also going to hear from this guy and the champion, Steve Macklin. And he's calling it the changing of the guard ceremony he's gonna have tonight. So maybe this is our main event, right? But whatever this is gonna be, Mr. Backlund's gonna come out and he's gonna say how he deserves to be the champion. And hey, he does. He had a great match against KUSHIDA. And you know what? We don't really know which way it was going to go now because, of course, Josh is gone. But I kind of believe, and I know Jeff felt the same way, that he was going to be the champion anyway. I think he was going to end up being the champion anyway, regardless. And I think he was going to beat Josh. But anyway, we will hear from Steve Macklin tonight about the changing of the guard. So that is our card, and we'll leave that right up there. Alrighty, let me see what some of you are saying. There was Alicia's thing. OMG. Yeah, I'm excited about it too. Nick Aldis, welcome home. Yes, Mark. Jeff is doing a lot of work, a lot of stuff going on with the job that he has to get done. He sometimes has to do stuff, not off the clock, but when he's not in the office, or sometimes he stays late at the office and things like that. So yeah, I didn't want to not do the show because we love this show, and Jeff would have wanted me to do it. Did want me to do it. So moving on, right? Is Jordan out of Impact? Well, her contract is coming to an end. I do know that. I read it. I think she has a couple months left. I don't know. Michael, I don't know. I will never say that I would claim to know about anybody's contract. It's all speculation. I do not know. She lost. So, of course, a lot of people are going to speculate that maybe she wants to go try somewhere else. I don't listen. Jordan Grace is very young and very impressive. And I do not think Impact's going to want her to walk. So if it comes to that, I would think Impact is going to offer her a nice lucrative contract to stay. Whether or not that is her plan, that I don't know. The thing is, Gresham's here, which I think would be, a big thing for her, of course, being together. So I think that would make her want to stay. But we'll see. I honestly don't know. Anything can happen with stuff like that. And I don't pretend to know what's going on with contracts. So 100% Macklin was beating Josh. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Bonkers LFC. Hello. I hope she stays on a selfish level, but she also deserves a big opportunity. Sometimes people just are a good fit for where they are, right? I guess the question I'd have for you, James, is where would you put her? If she goes to WWE, I think it would end up being NXT. And, it kind of, you're on top of the mountain, basically, at Impact. You just fought for a title. You had a title. Then you kind of go to the Performance Center and you might end up starting over. So I don't know. Does she want to do that? That's going to depend on her, right? It's going to depend on what her dreams and goals are. If she wants that bigger spotlight, she wants to be in front of bigger crowds. Maybe so. Maybe she will try it. We'll see. I'm sure we'll hear more on it when it gets closer to the time, right? Let's see. All right. So, that being said, it is now time for our favorite segment, What's on the Menu? Yes, tell me what you ate today. What did you eat? We talk about food every single Thursday. This is just what we do. We've done it since the start. It's a tradition with the insiders. Keep everybody hungry so that they pay attention. And yes, so tell us what you had good to eat. I am currently having some tater tots, which I'm going to shove in my mouth. And I had grilled ham and cheese. My wife used Cooper Sharp on the grilled cheese, which is very good. So that's what I'm having, and I'm shoving tater tots into my mouth. But let me know what you had and get everybody hungry. WWE and I would ever go against Bianca Belair, says Alicia. As long as she's happy, it's all that matters. Yes, absolutely. Hey, Andrew Stevens, how are you? Dylan says, I had pizza from Domino's. Well, you got to go even more specific than that, Dylan. Was it plain? Was there pepperoni? Did you have toppings? Let us know. Thin crust, thick crust, Jordan isn't somewhere. She can't keep her fan page. She makes so much there. Well, Deanna, WWE, that was in the news. I don't know if you caught it. I did share it on our Twitter. WWE is relaxing or has relaxed. And in fact, they kind of made a deal with Twitch. So their superstars can now return to Twitch and stream. WWE gets a very, very, very small cut of the profits. But yeah, they are relaxing that. The athletes can now go back on Twitch, which a lot of people are excited about. I know a couple of people mentioned AJ Styles who used to stream, and now they'll be able to do that, right? So that's kind of cool. They're relaxing that a little bit. So yeah. Brandon says steak and potatoes and green beans. That's my dinner for tomorrow. Actually, it was steak and potatoes we're doing on our grill. First grill out of the spring, so that'll be good. I had some Meat Feast Chicago Town pizza. Ooh, I gotta love meat lovers. Like meat lovers pizza. That's awesome. Nachos, rice, and beans, says Heather. Honey chicken and rice. That sounds good. Dana says mac and cheese. Michael King says pepperoni pizza. A lot of people eating pizza today. Derek with shepherd's pie. Derek, what do you put into shepherd's pie? My mom used to make it it was ground beef, seasoned ground beef. It was different vegetables, so green beans. It's like a mixture: green beans, corn, carrots, and then might have been some other ones in there. And then, of course, they layer the top of it with mashed potatoes, which were, I think, seasoned as well. And then you bake it in the oven. That's kind of our shepherd's pie. I know everybody does that a little different. Brandon says mac and is that a hot dog? Mac and dogs. That's different. Beans on toast and some trifle after, says Barry Monkey. Oh, okay. Pepperoni. There you go. I'm talking, that kind of stuff. Yeah, at the end, I get you. Yeah, that probably won't go over well with WWE. We saw somebody that was on NXT. It didn't go over well with. I'm thinking pizza. Yeah, see, everybody's going pizza. Even Andrew, the guy who's the chef of the show, is thinking pizza too. Supreme toppings, rising crust. Nice. I have to ask the girlfriend, but definitely some of that stuff you're naming. Cheese in a cheese-topped roll. Very boring, but tomorrow it's dirty burger. Now you got to explain what a dirty burger is, Alicia. Got to explain it. Derek says, sounds similar to mine. I know that's, James, I think that's English, right? Is that an English dish? Is shepherd's pie an English? Is that like English descent? See, my relatives or my ancestors were based in Czechoslovakia, Poland, and a couple other places. So yeah, I'm kind of a mutt. I have things from everybody. But I think one of my grandparents or my great grandparents had that recipe. So it could have been from over there. It could have been from what they call the old country. So, okay, cottage pie. Then if you had beef, shepherd's pie is lamb mince. Okay. So see, yeah. So I wonder if it originated in England. It might have, or overseas. Mac and cheese and hot dogs. I gotcha. McDonald's McNuggets. Yum. Love McDonald's French fries. They're the best. Homemade pastry and a salad. Nice, Craig. Sounds good. I see what the chat is saying. To me, she is a star in Impact, but she's not very well known anywhere else. No one kind of ever is, Mark, to be fair. If you're on a smaller show, I guess, but she's getting her name out there in different ways now with the bodybuilding things that she's doing and stuff like that. So more people are going to know her name if they didn't before. So I, like I said, I don't know. With anything like that, it's going to always depend on what the wrestler's dreams and ambitions are, whether they're happy where they are, whether they want to stay where they're at. Or whether they want to go to, what they think will be bigger and better things. And it's no secret, WWE does perform in front of bigger audiences, right? They do. Their smaller shows are, 10,000, 15,000 in some of the smaller arenas every time you go out there. So, that's a big thing, right? So if she has a chance to do that, sure. But it's always going to depend on what they want to do. Croquettes, ribs, and veggies. Nice. Us Yanks mess stuff up, says Heather. Shepherd's pie is so good. My wife makes it too. Yeah, it's good. Sausage gravy and biscuits, says Deanna. Hey, Isaac. Hello to you. How are you? Impact is that sleeper show that I feel more people need to pay attention to. He's eating homemade Philly cheesesteak sandwiches with fries. Nice. Are you doing cheese whiz like a traditional Philly, or are you doing I can go a lot of ways. I can go provolone. I can go mozzarella cheese on cheesesteaks. I'm not a whiz guy. Cheese whiz is okay. But to me, it's a little too salty, I think, especially when it melts. So gotta let me know if you're, again, I'm sorry I'm eating. You have to let me know. Are you eating cheese whiz on your cheesesteaks? I throw a crap load of bacon on top of my cottage pie, but it has to be smoked, streaky bacon for flavor. It sounds like it would give it more flavor, right? That makes sense. Using my extensive culinary knowledge, I think shepherd's pie originated with shepherds. Nice, Barry. Yeah, nice. Barry Bucky from Twitch. Hello, by the way, if I didn't say hello before. What's up in Jeff and Joe? It's just Joe tonight. Just me, Damien. Sorry I'm late. Not at all. No worries, man. Baked chicken and spaghetti for dinner now. Very nice. Mozzarella, says Isaac. Yeah. I that's how ours are, right? Philly cheesesteaks can take many forms. I don't like onions. I'm not a fan. And so I'm not the onion and pepper guy. And I know a traditional one's going to have onions and peppers and the cheese whiz, and I don't like them that way. I would rather mozzarella cheese and then red sauce on mine. So tomato sauce. That's how I enjoy cheesesteaks. I like garden ones too, which are the hot cheese and steak with lettuce. And then they put mayo on them. So that's a garden cheesesteak and tomato. I'm not a tomato fan either, but could eat them in so many different ways, right? Let's see. Jason says, from the Impact stream, I have rotisserie chicken and a French toast fritter. Ooh, that sounds good. I like French toast. All right. Well, there you go. That is the food stuff, right? Good deal. What else do we got going on, everybody? Let me know. I usually like to chat about just pop culture things, right? I've watched trying to think, me and my superheroes and sci-fi stuff. I finished The Mandalorian season 3. Thought it was really good. The finale was really, really awesome. Like I could see kind of where they're going with it now. And Ahsoka is coming out next, and I think that's going to be amazing too. That's like a sequel to Star Wars Rebels, which if you're a Star Wars fan and you have not watched the animated series Rebels, you need to, if you're going to watch Ahsoka, because it's almost going to be like a quasi sequel to that. Tonight I have Star Trek Picard, which this season has been so awesome, filled with nostalgia for Star Trek, the Next Generation, and that ends tonight as well. And it's going to be sad because the whole cast basically is in it. They're all older, of course, now. I mean, Patrick Stewart's 90 something, I think, and it's going to obviously be the last time that they're all going to be together. So it would be a little bit sad to see that go, but it's been really, really good. Power Rangers movie was really good, says Deanna. I'm gonna make chicken burgers on Saturday with salad. I do like chicken. Chicken and turkey burgers are good. You use ground chicken? They're good. They're good. A little healthy for you. I started watching Shameless today, says Brandon. I watched a Netflix show called The Watcher. Has anyone seen it? Has anyone seen The Watcher? I'm a horror fan, of course. I like thrillers too. And this was based on a story, like a true story, basically, where people moved into this really, really expensive house. And I started getting letters, pretty threatening letters, like creepy letters saying that I am the Watcher, and I see you have children, and I know your kids' names, and I know, going through all this stuff. Now that, of course, they exaggerated. The reality of it was the family got a couple of these letters. It didn't go into all that. They of course had to make up a lot of the rest of the story. But I think it was 7 episodes. It was just a 1 season type thing. I enjoyed it. I didn't like the way they ended it. It was a little anticlimactic at the end. It got really weird at the end. It's on Netflix, Deanna. It reminded me of a show which I actually, when I finished that, went back and watched from the 90s with Michael Keaton called Pacific Heights. Great film if you've never seen it. Michael Keaton was very creepy in this movie, and it was right after he did Batman. So it was Batman, right, in '89, and then this role he did was completely opposite. But it was a great movie, and it reminded me a little of that. It was a good watch, like I said, until maybe the last couple episodes, and then they went with this really big twist, which I think they should have just ended it there. But then I think they tried too hard, and they kept going, and it turned out to be something else. And then the second twist was like, all right, yeah, that's just kind of weird. But it was okay. It was all right. It was decent. Let's see. You cook a double cheeseburger, then put it in cheese-topped roll or normal roll with more cheese on top of the burger and tomato U.S. mustard on there. That's my burger. Wow, okay. Sounds amazing. Heather says, I am an anime nerd. I never got into anime much. A friend of mine is a huge anime collector, watcher. She used to have me watch some of them. I've checked out like Vampire Hunter D. I enjoyed that. She watched a show called Escaflowne years ago. I watched a little bit of that. I got into one that was based on a video game called Dot Hack. I actually played the game for a while, and the anime intrigued me because it was about these two kids who ended up stuck playing. It was kind of ahead of its time because we have this kind of technology now with the Oculus and stuff, but they kind of were playing the game that way, and they end up getting stuck inside the game, basically. So kind of like Tron almost, where they were stuck in the game and they couldn't exit out, right? And so they were living their lives basically inside this game. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I went back. I wanted to watch it again. It's on Hulu, but it's dubbed. And the one I watched was the English version, so it was a little easier to follow. I hate reading the subtitles sometimes because I'm trying to follow along, and it's like sometimes they just go too fast, and I'm like, what is going on? Yeah, I loved it, Heather. I loved the ending of that. The ending of that was phenomenal. Like just how it ended, I'm like, wow, that was awesome. Loved it, right? And the game, it wasn't so good. The first one was okay, but like there were sequels to it and stuff like that. I think they tried to play off of it. You know what I really liked about that show? The soundtrack. And I have them. I literally went out and bought like 3 of the soundtracks. The soundtracks are awesome. I have them on CD. I loved it. I thought it was really good. What else? I saw there was a Blade Runner anime that came out. Oh, amazing. I'm a big Blade Runner fan. Loved the movie, and loved both of them. I loved the original that came out in the early 80s, and I loved the sequel 2049. And then they made an anime recently, which I watched on Toonami, which was really, really good. Where is that guy? Sin, you're talking about Jeff? Jeff is off today, man. He had to work. So Jeff couldn't make it tonight. So I'm figuring you're talking about Jeff. I know you probably don't watch it, but did you get a chance to see the update I sent you guys about what being? I did. Yeah, he's announcing sports. That's cool. Good. Yeah, good for him, man. He's getting a gig. It's nice to see Big E doing stuff. I did see that you sent that to me though. Yeah, that's cool. Good for him. You know, the man deserves happiness. He wanted to get that in wrestling, and obviously the injury and everything. I don't know if he's ever going to get cleared to wrestle again. It might be a thing like Edge, right? He's young enough, right? Where, maybe he'll be out for some time, kind of like Edge was. It seems similar. I don't know if it exactly was. I don't know if it was more severe than Edge's, but, maybe he'll have a chance to come back somewhere down the road, right? Maybe, we never thought Edge would come back, and he did. So maybe he will end up coming back at some point. Maybe he's talking about Tazzy Stalker. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. You mean that guy that was in the chat that was stalked? Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. That was very weird. I'm eating a potato, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that person was very odd. I see we got almost 50 people, so welcome. Man, we had a really good turnout for Rebellion. Over 1,000. I think it was, I want to say 1.5, maybe 1.6, in and around there, that area that came out to watch it. So thank you. That's really awesome to see all the people coming in. And I kind of thought maybe some people would jump out and check this out tonight too. So thank you all for coming out. Again, we can never say that enough. We wouldn't be here without all of you. and I can't say how much I appreciate it. When Jeff and I started this, never really would have thought that we would be 30, going on almost 4,000 subs on the channel. Never really thought we would be getting a lot of, and now it's great because we've had so many Impact people on our show, which is awesome. And we've also now it's cool because it almost seems like I know that C Wrestling has told us that we're like one of the highest people when people look up Impact Wrestling. Like we're up there for that too. I don't know a lot about that kind of stuff. I'm sure he's way better with that than me, and all the numbers and statistics. But that's cool. It's very flattering to know that, and we're just fans, right? Jeff and I are just big fans of the show, and that's why we like it, and that's why all of you are here too. So it was really cool. Always flattered when wrestlers pay attention to. I got some retweets. I put out the post about the PWI issue with the knockouts in there, knockouts on the cover, and I kind of tagged all the knockouts who were on the front page, and I had just basically said what we always say, and here you guys can attest. Jeff and I always say that they are the best hands down knockouts division in pro wrestling. We've said it many, many times. And I just kind of said that. And we had got retweets from Savannah Evans. We got retweets from Rosemary. You guys know I love Rosemary. And we got retweet from Masha Slamovich. So that's pretty awesome, right? Anytime, one of the athletes notices, superstars notices us, and even takes the time to retweet something, it's pretty cool, right? I know you guys get those and stuff too, and it's cool, right, when they do that. You think WWE and Impact should have a crossover? I like all that stuff. When companies do that, and Impact's doing another multiverse, by the way, which we never watched the first one, but they're doing another multiverse 2. So I would love to know, because one of the things we were talking about at the end of Slammiversary was, and Jeff was saying, why did they end with the women's match? So we were kind of private chatting, thinking, oh my God, what if Mercedes Moné showed up and came out and challenged the winner of that match? Something like that could still happen. They're talking about that she might appear at the AEW pay-per-view. That's going to be in England. Maybe, but she's kind of free agent, right? She's with New Japan, yes, but they kind of allow people to work with other people. So maybe she might show up at that multiverse, and we might get something like that, which would be absolutely tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. We are waiting for Impact. It's saying, it always scares me when that happens. I always still get a little cringy when I see we're waiting for Impact. I'm always like, oh God. I miss Big E. Yeah, he is great, right? He was great and had that championship run. He was just kind of start getting his stuff going, and then it's just a shame that had to happen. Brandon's fantasy booking: Chris Bay and Seth Rollins. Deanna said that a match with Mercedes is a dream match of hers. Maybe it'll happen. Like I said, that multiverse stuff, who knows? Anything could happen at any of those. So that'd be cool. Go back to Alicia's burger. That sounds amazing. It did sound good. All right. Well, we're waiting for Impact Wrestling. It's 8:30. I don't know what it is. It's so weird with them, like how stuff happens with them. Like sometimes we get these technical difficulty things that happen or occur right after a big pay-per-view. So I'm hoping that's not true. It says 1 minute away, but now it's just saying waiting for Impact Wrestling. Did anyone else start? I know I cringe sometimes. I'm like, oh God, no, don't let this happen. Impact, I am the same way you. Oh, yes. Recap time, says Deanna. Is yours on? Mine's not playing. Is anyone else's on? Are you guys seeing any video? I'm just seeing the Moose and Yuya picture. Dolph Ziggler coming to Manchester. I can't go. I live too far. I'm gonna exit out of my YouTube, and I'm gonna go back in. Oh, Deanna, yours is on? Okay, I'm going to go back in then. Not sure why mine's not, but let's go. It should be under membership, right? Yeah. There we go. Okay, I got it. Yeah, sometimes it's good to do that. Just log out, log back in. Yeah, we're getting recaps. Macklin, of course, and Kushida for the title. Mine's on. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I got it now. I went back out, went back in. Wouldn't it be great if you could do that with life sometimes? Just kind of reset. Just let me log out. I'm going to log out, go to sleep. Yeah, I guess that's our equivalent of going to bed, right? Log out, log back in. You know, I'm going to log out, take a little snooze, log back in, reset. Everything's good. Alec Baldwin's manslaughter. No, I did not. I didn't see that. The actor who was supposed to play Marvel's Kang is in a bit of trouble, apparently. So I don't know the full details of it, but I know it's serious enough where they may not end up using him in the future, which really sucks for him, man. That was a role of a lifetime. He could have been a Marvel big bad like Thanos, and he could have been around for a good amount of time, which, you know, it's unfortunate, but he's in some trouble. So I don't know what's going to go on with it. It's a police matter, but yeah. All right, let's see. Here we go. Fans are there. I love this stage setup, guys. What do you think? Tell me in the chat what you think of this stage setup. I dig it, and I hope they continue using it. I am really a big fan of what this looks like, and I know a lot of people said that. A lot of you guys said that in our chat. Ooh, look what we're starting off with. Banger right off the bat. It's Time Machine, Motor City Machine Guns, and Kushida are up first. Great match to start us out. Let me go to the slide for that here. Boom. I like it. It's beautiful. Yep. Yeah, I really dig this date. I hope they keep this. Maybe they'll travel with it. Kind of like WWE does for Raw and SmackDown. They just piece it together, take it with them. I hope that's the case because it looks really, really good. Love the screens. I love the whole thing. Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey, the workhorse. I love it. It's completely different to anything AEW or WWE does. That differentiates them, James, right? It differentiates them, which I think they went 4 years ago with the 6-sided ring. It really didn't. Yeah, we all know what happened with that. But this is, you have to do that. You've got to do some different things, right? To, you know, have people come, even if it's an aesthetic, if it's something that people see and look at, it looks cool. So people are going to be more apt to come and look at what these screens look like when they all are on at the same time. It looks amazing. Jonathan Gresham. No way Gresham, Speedball, and Trey get along. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't think so either. I don't see how it's going to happen. Unless, like I was saying before, I said, you know, when we were talking about the card, maybe one of them turns. Because some people were speculating. I think Jeff mentioned at one point that maybe Speedball could turn heel, which could happen. Would be interesting to see how that goes. Maybe one of them is going to work with Trey. You're going to think that they can, like he just said, there's no way they can coexist because Trey is a loner, right? He doesn't like anyone. But maybe someone turns and helps Trey Miguel. Let's see, it'd be interesting. Got to stand out. Absolutely. Deanna says, I told Speedball he needs to go. He may make a good heel, I think, right? I think he would. His look that he's got and everything like that, I could totally see it. I could see that. Your good wrestlers usually do. They could do whatever. You know, they could play face, they could play heel. You know, Seth Rollins is a great example. You know, was the biggest heel of heels, right? And then he completely turned around, and now he's the biggest face of faces. So the good ones can do that, and I could totally see him doing that. DRO Davidian says hello to you. Diary of Rosemary on iTunes. That's cool. Rosemary from Impact. That's cool. Said it would be unexpected and could still. Well, we're starting off hot. 6-man tag. Let's see what happens. Do they get along is the question, because you're going up against a very well-oiled machine in Time Machine that works extremely well together. So they're going to have to be on top of their game. If one person is not going to pull their weight, and if that's going to be Trey Miguel, then there's probably no way these three guys are going to win. Love seeing the machine guns, right? They are just absolutely amazing at what they do. They're amazing to watch. Impact Originals. We got to check in to see if StreamYard does. You know what I like? I've seen some other people's streams. I don't know if any of you guys have ever gone to one of Dom's that comes on our show on Abby's, and I see that some of them could do polls, other streams and stuff like that to do. I have to check into that. It's kind of cool. I think you can put those polls out there and get people voting on a poll. I think that's kind of cool. I'm not sure if StreamYard does it, but yeah, it'd be cool to do that. Where is Steve Macklin? Well, I'm assuming at this point he'll be on last. He's going to do his address tonight for the crowd and the changing of the guard. So I would assume he'll be out last. The champion will be out on probably closing the show. Live this Tuesday, the series finale of Diaries at 12 p.m. on YouTube with Rosemary. Okay, that's cool. Hey, Gus, how are you? Chris Sabin and Mike Bailey. Great matchup here. A nice arm drag takedown from Sabin. Jason Stoffer, by the way, a member of our channel. Jason, thank you so much for being a member of the channel. We really appreciate you. Same location for tonight. Yeah. So what they do is when they have a big event like Rebellion, they will stay and they will do tapings the next day. So that's what this is. They're doing tapings at the same location. So they tape. If you're new to Impact, they tape their shows weekly. So these shows have already been recorded. These shows have been done. So the weekly show gets recorded and shown, and the pay-per-views are not. So if you weren't aware of that, that's how they do it. They'll stay in a location and do like a series of tapings. I still need to watch all the diaries. Are they the ones are you guys talking about the ones that she used to do with, was it the bunny from AEW? Are you talking about those? Because I was watching them and I didn't even know she still did them. So if that's what you're talking about, no spoilers if you're ahead. Yeah, thanks, Derek, for reminding me. If you are new and you're watching on Access, you will be ahead of us. So obviously you'll know that by what we're talking about now, you have already seen. So if you are doing that, listen, thanks for joining, but just please don't spoil the chat if you are ahead of us. I'm good. Sorry I didn't watch Rebellion. It wasn't free. No, dude, I get it. I get it, man. It's not easy to shell out $40. So since KUSHIDA didn't win the world championship, he needs to go back after Trey again. Their matches would be amazing. Oh, the diaries. I'm sorry, Deanna. I just totally flew. The diaries. So they did a diary of Rosemary. Oh, I definitely have to watch that then. Yeah. Definitely have to watch that. Yeah, the diaries are great. I watched Giselle Shaw's. I watched Bhupinder's. The diaries are really good. Yeah, I'll definitely have to watch that on Rosemary. I didn't know she did one. No, they don't go back to Nashville, DRO. Sorry, not Joe. DRO. No, they're there sometimes. They don't really have a base anymore. They kind of just record where they are. There's not a particular spot that they go all the time anymore. Mark says, I've gone to other wrestling streams and they do polls on who wins. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. That's embedded in whatever you happen to be using, I think. So whatever the program is that you're using allows you to do that. So we may not have the capability of doing that. It's just something you get to stick into the chat. So I will watch it if there's a diary for Rosemary. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. PCO should have a diary. Be funny, wouldn't it? PCO doing a diary. See, if you're watching the screen right now, all those things down at the bottom is where they're going to be, right? So you see Slammiversary and then Fallout. Fallout means the days after Slammiversary, they're gonna be there taping. Chicago Heat, that's tapings. Multiverses in Philly, that's a pay-per-view. Emergence and Fallout, of course, that is Emergence and the pay-per-view, and then the Fallout is the next day tapings. Bound for Glory and the Fallout. The Fallout part of it are the tapings. So they go to an area. They have the pay-per-view, they stay there, and then they do the tapings for the next show. Yeah, they taped the shows from Nashville during the pandemic. Yeah, they were based there, right? Because everybody just kind of stayed where they were. Yeah, Jeff and I were talking about that too, Gust. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're having that there. But yeah, Multiverse, yeah, we were, because Jeff's not that far from there. I'm about 3 hours away. So PCO's diary will be just him for half an hour screaming, Eddie. Oh, could you imagine if it was like Young Frankenstein? How many of you guys have seen Young Frankenstein? And if you haven't, a lot of you are young, but if you haven't seen it, you need to. It's hilarious. Gene Wilder's in it. It's a comedy, Frankenstein comedy. Could you imagine if PCO acted like the Frankenstein monster in Young Frankenstein? Oh my God! Let's go time machine. We've got that's Alex Shelley in there trying to get Mike Bailey with the arm bar. Bailey with a shot to the jaw, and he hangs on a back elbow from Shelley. Another one, and he's just taking Mike Bailey down. He's got the arm over the shoulder, and he's going to go over to his corner, and he's going to tag in. Ooh. Trey Miguel going into the ring. Alex Shelley just kind of laying on the – he's just kind of laying on the floor while Time Machine is beating up Mike Bailey. Day in life of PCO. Yes. Mel Brooks classic. Oh, it's so good, right? So good. Frankenstein. Gene Wilder played Dr. Frankenstein. Really, really funny movie. The venue at Rebellion was pretty good for a small location. Do you think Impact could do something with AEW again? Anything's possible. They haven't done anything with them since the thing with Kenny. Although you had the Machine Guns go over there recently, I think it was, for one of their pay-per-views, so who knows? Yeah, any of that kind of stuff is possible. KUSHIDA with a nice move knocks everybody out of that corner. And now it's KUSHIDA and Bailey with kicks. Who's going to get the advantage here? Nice shot from Bailey. Takes KUSHIDA down, and now Shelley takes a kick to the side of the ear. Sabin now steps in with a cutter. Sabin says, I'm thinking ahead. As long as Tony Khan stays away. Yeah. Tony Khan, honestly, during that whole Omega thing was the worst heel I think I've ever seen. I know what he was trying to do, but it just wasn't good. Yeah, you're right. That was cringe. That's a good word for it. Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. Hello, John G. How are you? Jeff is not here with me tonight. It is just me. Jeff couldn't make it because he had a lot of work. Maybe Jay White interrupts. Jay White signed with AEW, I believe. So I doubt that. I just watched Uncle Howdy. Yeah, it's supposed to come out on, I think it comes out tonight. If you have Apple Music or anything like that, you could probably get it tonight at midnight when they put out the new stuff. It's out on YouTube. I know that. I shared it on our Twitter. Here come the patented Bailey repetitive kicks. And he caught Shelley right across the side of the head. Shelley goes down. Yeah, Speedball needs to get out of there. He's been in there a really long time. Gonna try. Shelley already gets the tag to KUSHIDA, and there it is. Gresham gets the tag in. So it's Gresham and KUSHIDA. Gresham with these shoulder blocks and just, shoulder to shoulder, go back and forth. Ooh, another nice takedown there from Gresham. And Gresham goes over into the corner and takes the machine guns out. Gresham on the top rope. 1, 2, no. Kick out at 2. Again, a roll over there. Tried for another pin. He gets a 2. Again, shoulders down. Another 2 count. And he just keeps going out. Now it's broken up. Saw you posted about his return to Alexa Bliss. Yeah, well, that's not, so that's a rumor. And I said that in the post. But, I'm thinking that because they're releasing that theme song, that there could be something to that. That's all. That's a rumor. There's nothing confirmed with that, but there's, enough. I've read it in more than one place that they could both be coming back in front of Bray. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Goldberg. Goldberg wants to do a retirement match, apparently. He said he might go to like a four-city tour or something like that. I don't know how he's going to. It might be something like what Ric Flair did. Multiverse 2 is in Philly. Yes. Yes, it is. Trey Miguel is finally in. I didn't figure he'd be in this match very much. And now he just took out the machine guns outside of the ring, but watch out. Kushida is right behind him. Wasn't paying attention. Now Kushida and Mike Bailey back at it. Mike Bailey with a kick to the midsection, and Kushida goes down. Everybody's out on the outside, so I'm guessing we're going to see Mike Bailey fly, and we do. And down they go in a heap. Look at this. Flip in midair backwards onto 4 men out on the floor. And Bailey holding on to the wrist. Might have hurt his wrist a little bit. Goldberg just needs to go to the retirement home. Looking forward to Multiverse 2. Yeah, me too. I don't think it would be in the Wells Fargo Center DRO. It's a little bit too big. That's a very big thing where the Sixers play. I don't think so. They like a little bit smaller venues, so I don't think it'll be in there. Trey Miguel back in now. Right hands, repeated right hands to Kushida. Trey tries a clothesline and misses. Nice kick there from Kushida. Kushida over to the far corner. And here comes the teamwork here that I was telling you about. Time Machine has a lot of, and there's the lock. Bailey and Sabin, Shelley now. Meantime, Trey Miguel is in a really bad spot, but I think he got his foot on the ropes. The referee isn't seeing it. I thought his foot was on the ropes at least there. I may have. Oh, now everybody's tied up. Submissions for everybody. Submission holds for everybody, says Time Machine. Civic Center. That would be probably a better thought, I think. We need 3 refs. Yeah, this is a crazy match. The match has been going on for what, 20 minutes? Big boot to the throat there from Trey. Still has Kushida in there. Trey Miguel is pretty fresh probably because he hasn't really been in the match all that much. Maybe what we're going to get here is just some different matchups. Like we were wondering why this was going to be the case. Well, maybe it's going to be Trey and Kushida moving forward. Maybe Kushida will challenge him for his title. Was trying to tag to Sabin, couldn't, but now he gets that kick on Trey. And there's the tag. Sabin coming in. We need a ref attack on Bully again. The 3 ref, right? Yeah. That was funny. Bailey now. Look at these kicks to Chris Sabin. He misses there. Shooting star missed, and there's what basically was the equivalent of a haluva kick from Chris Sabin. Can't believe it's going to be May. I know. Sabin with a forearm. And Bailey comes right back. Chris Sabin trying to get fired up. And there we go. Back and forth with these right hands. Knee to the midsection from Sabin. He met him right in that far side rope. Cover by Bailey. 2. No kick out at 2. If any of the chat who watched Ring of Honor when he was there, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Gresham was known as the Octopus. He wore that mask. He wore the mask. He still does every now and then. Yeah, be careful, James. Careful. Somebody sees that and they're just scanning through, you'll cause mass panic. Back elbow from Sabin. There's a big kick there from Speedball. Speedball's going up. High risk. Nope. Sabin ducks under. Now Sabin going up. Ooh. Wow. Wow. John, he's kidding. he's kidding. Trey Miguel. Uh-oh. Well, wait, hold on now. Gresham and Trey Miguel were kind of getting into it a little bit there, so maybe it's going to be Gresham and Trey. And now all of the members of that team are now outside the ring, and Trey Miguel is by his lonesome out there. Not a good spot. Sabin now has Trey Miguel up. Shelley's going up as well. Gresham attempts to help him out. He does. Now Speedball going up to the top rope. And, right to the back of Sabin. Sabin goes down. Trey Miguel calling Speedball an idiot. And he's telling Trey to get up, but he's not. Yeah, here we go. Trey's going to do something to Bailey. Watch. Bailey, oh, man. Bailey just got scissored on the ring apron. KUSHIDA just took a drop kick from Gresham. Gresham gets one back from Sabin. Bailey with a huge kick. Now we got a 2-on-2. Trey is back in. Oh, man. Take out the legs. And rolled into... Oh, that's... Trey Miguel is in trouble. Absolutely love Sabin. These wrestlers have to be tired after the pay-per-view. Yes, it was only like a day, the next day, that they've done this, that they do these tapings. Cradle, 2, 3, it's over. Sabin gets the pin. Trey Miguel takes the loss. Time Machine wins. Wow, match was a half an hour long. That's a long match. Great match. Good way to start the show. We saw a little bit in there where we could get some things, right? Maybe we'll get a matchup with Gresham against Trey. Could get a feud or something out of this. Sabin got the worst of it. If you are new to the channel, first of all, welcome. We are here every Thursday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time doing this show, Impact Wrestling. Please make sure and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you hit the like on the stream tonight as well. It helps us out. And hit the notification bell to be notified about when we have future content. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So there you go. Yay, it's Santino Marella. And we saw the Cobra, which was awesome. Totally agree. This was a great match. One if Sabin is going to go after the X Division. See, you can get matchups like that from this. Almost anyone. SmackDown tomorrow, Brandon. No, we are not. This is really our last show for the week. Jeff isn't available tomorrow, and yeah, so no, we're not gonna. I said before the show, you may not have been here, that we got a very angry Alicia. Alicia says, "What are you gonna do about him putting him in a casket?" He says, "Why are you not in your gear?" He put Alicia in a match, and Alicia's not happy. Oh, it's Johnny Swinger and Zicky. We've got 50 matches to win. Isn't one yet. The world's best luchador. Zicky said he's going to cover. Oh, I know what they're doing. Zicky Dice is going to be the luchador that he's talking about, isn't he? Is Zicky gonna roll over for Swinger? Is the question. That it's gonna be funny because if Zicky is this luchador, of course he's gonna wear a mask. But is he going to end up rolling over for Swinger, or is he going to beat him? You would think that this is a setup. They're going to have Zicky's going to just lose so he could get his win. But I have a funny feeling it's not going to work out that way, and maybe it leads to a breakup with Swinger and Zicky. But you got to figure that luchador he's talking about, the world's most famous luchador, is Zicky Dice. That's funny. I agree that's a great match. I wonder if Sabin will go after X Division. But yeah, no SmackDown tomorrow. We're going to wait with that until the draft, which will be night one of the draft, actually, and we'll go back to it. I just think that, other than the things that they have set for Backlash, when you're this close to a draft now, it's best to just wait because the storylines are probably going to change. It just makes sense. So that's why I think we'll just take a break from it for a little bit and we'll go back to it when the draft happens. Here comes Alicia. Let's see who Santino has cooked up for Alicia and who she's going to face. As Zicky said on his Twitch channel, we'll see a new side of him. Well, there you go. There you go. Hey, Aaron, it's going good. Okay, she's going up against Tara Rising. We've seen Tara before. So Tara gets a shot at Alicia. We haven't seen Alicia in the ring much, right? For a little while anyway. So kind of good to see her getting back in there. Alicia goes right after Tara. This was not announced, so we have no graphic for this. So we will just go there. It's Deonna Purrazzo's time. Yes, Deonna is the queen of the Knockout Mountain once again. Back elbows from Alicia. Big chop from Alicia. Alicia looking good here so far. Pulls by the hair. Just tosses her across the other side of the ring. Did you all know that come Night of Champions this year, it'll be 1 full calendar year since Roman Reigns has been undisputed Universal Champion? He's coming up on his, 1,000 days or something like that, I think. That's why some people were saying he won against Cody, because they wanted to give him that 1,000 days. Roman talked about it in that press conference afterwards and mentioned how that they didn't care about that. And Alicia with a huge clothesline, and Alicia looking good. Do we think Honor Club would be worth it? I don't know, if you like it, sure. Anything is worth it if you like it. We were maybe thinking about doing something with Ring of Honor. I don't know if we could, though, because it goes right into Impact, I believe. We'd be rushed then to get off that stream and get onto another one. But we were maybe thinking about it. I know that Tazzy's talking about doing possibly Dynamite with AEW. So we were thinking about maybe looking into Ring of Honor a little bit. I did enjoy it. James Chadwick and Nails got me watching it, and I enjoyed it. This might be it. Yeah. Alicia wins, and pretty handily. Wasn't even really ever close. So Alicia comes out and gets a win. Oh, it's at the same time as Impact. I thought it started before. I thought it was on at 7. How long is it, James? Is it an hour? Oh, now Alicia is beating up Tara after the match. Let's see. Okay. Oh, look who she got the attention of. Oh, that's not who you want to get attention from. That's not who you want to get attention from. Alicia, you better get gone. That you don't want any of that smoke. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alicia just made an enemy that she's probably not going to want. James Chadwick says about 2 hours. Yeah, see, we wouldn't be able to do that then. So I thought they were saying their thing was going to be before. So their thing goes 8 to 10 too, just like Impact does. I didn't know that. That's not what I heard when they were first thinking about doing it. Nice promo here in the back. She says it hates people taking advantage of. And she said, I'll get Alicia. Oh, boy. Jody threats and Alicia. Alicia better watch her back. All wrestlers are banned from the Impact Zone during Macklin's segment. Really? That's interesting. Gus says it starts at 7. So it goes from 7 to 9. Are they going to hire Tara? I usually when they bring somebody in like that, they most of the time are. They just don't make it official. But I don't know for sure. Boost with the stapled yam bags. with his protege, apparently, or cohort, Brian Myers, the most professional wrestler. I mean, why not, right? The two probably most hated heels in Impact Wrestling teaming up. Why not, right? Yuya. Oh, yeah. And Moose. Alicia Wolf is going to get... Yeah, she might be in a little bit of trouble. How did Myers end up with Moose? Well, look at this. Yuya's got someone in his corner, too. Bhupinder is out there with Yuya, so... They both have guys outside the ring here, so this could end up being a little crazy. How is Myers with Moose? Well, I guess they got to be buddies, right? When they were on that when they were in that match with the Bully versus Tommy team, right? I mean, they're both like I said, they're probably two of the biggest heels in Impact. Yuya does have backup, yep. Hardcore war may be over, but the battle continues. I should say that in my announcer voice. Hardcore war may be over, but the battle continues here tonight. That sounded like one of those things that you'd heard on, like, when you hear the commercials for the what are they? Oh God, like a monster truck show commercial, right? It kind of sounded like that. He reminds me of Seth Rollins with the hair. It's funny you mentioned that. When he first walked out, I'm like, what the hell is Seth Rollins doing there? I thought the same thing. That's funny you mentioned that. He did kind of look like him coming out. Ace and Bay better watch out. Possibly two more. Yeah, maybe that's where they're going with this. Moose and Myers would be a pretty tough team. And Bhupinder and Yuya would be very, very good too. So maybe that's what they're doing. Oh, Moose shoved Myers right into that. See, this is why you don't join up with Moose. He's never gonna not backstab you. Oh my God, right off, smashed off that ring apron. I wish Impact would bring back Lockdown. What's Seth Rollins doing at the... Yeah, he did look like him, didn't he, when he first walked out? I agree. Powerbomb right on the apron, man. That looked horrible. Roman Rollins. Myers has some very colorful kicks. Yuya gets rolled back in. Moose goes in after him. Repeated right hands to Yuya from Moose. Brian Myers giving Yuya the business from the outside. No, I wouldn't trust Moose either. I mean, that's been proven time and time again. Moose is the definition of a lone wolf. I would never trust Moose. Clubbing blow to the back of Yuya, who is in a bit of trouble. Moose now holding him by the hair. Big chop from Moose. Now Yuya trying to fight back. Chops of his own, but Moose goes right back after him. Oh. Moose has him up. Thrown to the canvas. Moose just blatantly choking out Yuya. I would imagine the whole Bully and Dreamer thing. Well, that for sure is over. Tommy's probably going to be out for a good while now. So I don't know what will happen with Bully. I don't know if that means that Bully's gone too. I know Jeff was talking about maybe Bully would end up fighting Scott D'Amore at some point. like a win or the loser goes home type of a match. What a shot from Moose. Right on the jaw of Yuya. Yuya coming back. All right. A little bit of a flurry here from Yuya, but couldn't quite get Moose up, and Moose just tried to chuck him outside, but he didn't get, ooh. And there's Myers interfering. Of course, Myers takes a shot. Yuya wasn't paying attention and gets a big boot from Moose and goes right to the rail. Please let Bully be gone. Bully be gone. Sounds like a spray. Like Bug be gone, Bully be gone. They should make a spray called Bully be gone. Put his face right on the can. Bully be gone. For those who haven't done so, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Helps us out on YouTube. Thanks, Mark. Bully be gone. Moose and Myers for a tag team. Maybe if they can get along. I don't know. The two of them are both, huge egos with both of them. So I don't know that they could coexist. Eminem, Moose and Myers. Someone get Myers out of there. Well, I mean, Bhupinder should be keeping him at bay. I don't know where Bhupinder is. Yuya got thrown in through the bottom rope, and he's back in there. Moose hasn't really been tested a whole lot here. Yuya trying to rally with a forearm, but Moose gives it right back. Another big forearm shot here. Yuya now getting the better of this at the moment. Yuya with a nice shot there and finally takes down Moose. Down to the second rope. Bully be gone. Sounds like an Eminem diss track. Bully be gone. Nice back elbow from Yuya. Now he's up top. Wow. Yuya just spiked Moose into the mat there. Myers trying to get him up. Moose hasn't moved. Here comes Yuya, says Aaron. Yes, Yuya looking like he's making a comeback here. He's got Moose by the arms, but I don't think, you're not going to win that. You're not going to win that against this guy. Nice German. Going to try it again. Wow, okay. 2, ooh, close. 2.5. You're watching WrestleMania 19. Nice. Bulldog was awesome, yeah. It's impressive when anybody can get, like Moose is such a big dude. Like anybody who can get him in almost anything like that is impressive because he's just a huge guy. Yuya was trying to go up top, but Moose already got up there and just throws him off the top rope. Moose is dazed a little bit from all that. He's slow to move. Looks like he's trying to go up top. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work. Nah, Yuya is going to be too fast for that. Now Yuya is all the way up top. Moose is going up top. Yeah, he's not going to get this. Oh, he did. Double underhook takes down Moose. That was a nice move. Cover. 1, 2. No, Myers. Oh, he had that. He had that, and Myers stopped the count. Kamikaze Plex. Yeah, look at this. It was nice. Man, they had him, but Myers stuck his nose where it didn't belong, interfered, and now he's doing it again. And now Moose just jumped right up, ran right. That's impressive. Runs right up to the top turnbuckle But Yuya with some right hands knocks him back down. Yuya's going to fly, and he does. But Myers again. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can count to 10. Now, finally, Bhupinder gets involved. Goes after Myers. I don't know where that was, but he finally gets involved. Probably too late. Moose going to the corner. He moves out of the way. 1, 2. Oh. That was inches away from a win for Yuya. I was just going to say the same thing, Heather. Yeah, I know. What was he waiting for? Spear, and that's going to do it. That's going to do it. 1, 2, 3. Moose wins due to a lot of interference from Brian Myers. Of course, Moose, or Boos, as a lot of people might say. Moose wins. Yuya gave him a good match if it weren't for Brian Myers. Yeah, when he hits that spear, it's over. Nick Aldis. All right, let's see what Nick has to say. It's a promo. Multi-time world champion, the national treasure, Nick Aldis. Nick is thanking everyone for the overwhelming support. Nick is one of the best, probably the best dressed wrestlers in that. Always very snappy dressed. Reball Center Canada works perfectly with the stage hard cam entrance. Talking about how he was in Impact Wrestling, forged. Talking about the first time when he won the Impact title. Says he went away, learned some new holds, and set the standard for what it means to be a world champion. He says, I have my sights firmly set on the championship, and they're set on Steve Maclin. Do you understand what you hold in your hands? Says, I know what it feels like. Nick Aldis was Magnus. Yes, he was. When I get my shot, I'm ready to usher in the Aldis era of Impact Wrestling. Says, I'll be watching. I'll always be watching, says Nick Aldis. Very cool to have him back. So, yeah, there won't be anybody present for Maclin's changing of the guard ceremony. Frankie Kazarian. So we've got this 1-on-2. So Frankie Kazarian and the Goons. The Goons The Good Hands versus Kazarian in a 2-on-1 matchup. A little different. Was Nick in main event Mafia way back in the day, says Brandon? I'm not sure, but I'm sure someone could probably answer that for you. I probably wasn't watching TNA as much back then. Main event Mafia with Magnus, Samoa Joe, and Sting. Heather says Frankie. Okay, there you go. Yes, Brandon. The new main event Mafia against Aces and Eights. Kurt Angle brought back to take out that faction. That was running wild. Aldis was doing a Roman, but better, because at least he showed up to work every week and defended the 10 pounds of gold with honor and a regular basis. Oh, shots fired by James Shadow. The goons are trying to talk. That's not going to go over well. Frankie Kazarian physically assaulted. He physically assaulted the goons. Kind of don't think anybody's going to care too much about that. Just a hunch. Said, we challenge you to a 2-on-1 match. That's a goon thing to do, isn't it? Goon thing to do. The good hands should be the bad hands. There used to be an insurance company with that slogan, I think. I don't remember the one it was with. They called themselves the Good Hands people. I don't remember the name of the insurance company that did, but there was an insurance company probably like in the 80s. All right, well, we'll see where this is going to end up. So Frankie Kazarian is going to take on both men, and there's a quick shot. The goons are going to have to work together to try to take Kazarian out. Allstate. You're right. How could I forget that? You're in good hands with Allstate. Yes. Maybe they worked for Allstate Insurance at some point. Or maybe they own Allstate Insurance. Allstate. Yeah, that's the guy. Oh my God. The voice, the actor that voices that commercial is the actor who was in Major League, the baseball movie. Oh my God. He played I can't remember the player's name. I don't remember. But yeah, he has a very distinctive voice. Maybe if Christopher Daniels' contract ever ends in AEW, he can come back home once and for all to finish off his career. He was here a few times in the times that we've been doing the watch-alongs. Frankie is TNA original, putting over new guys. Nothing really left for him to do. He's done it all. You're in good hands with Allstate. They're working this pretty well. The good hands are. I mean, they're tagging in and out. They're doing what they should be doing. Over into the corner. Kazarian up and over the back. Comes up with a forearm. And a clothesline. Now Kazarian coming on a little bit here. Nice takedown here. I don't know if you and Jeff would agree, but I actually think Mickie James would have at least one more match left. And I think it would be her and Nick versus Steve and Deanna in a couples tag match this time without the titles. Well, there wouldn't be any titles on the line there. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what Mickey's future is. Nick talked about her a little bit. Said that the injury, I can't remember. I read the interview. But he was saying that, the injury was a little bit nagging and stuff like that. So a lot of people are saying maybe she was going to think about leaving, going to another company. But now that her husband is working in Impact, that's probably not going to happen. Double knees to Hotch now. Skyler with a cover and gets a 2. Oh, the goons get slammed into one another. Over the hard way into a cutter. That was amazing. That was amazing. He might have just, oh, this might do it. He's got the chicken wing. It's over. The goons lose. Kazarian wins. A 1-on-2 handicap match. The goons go down. You always finish off your wrestling career where you started. Plus, I know they want to be in the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame someday. Uh-oh. Is this the Coven? I do believe it is. Ours is the Power. Long live the Coven. Something new is coming, that says. She said the card says. They're doing some tarot stuff here. No, we're not caught up yet, Brandon. Usually won't be until like about 9:35 Eastern time. Talking about Deanna. They're going after Deanna? Oh, that's a little weird. I wouldn't have thought that would be the case. It looks like they're going out. Uh-oh. What is this? Loading. Sammy's back. The death machine is back. You should know that I'm the puppet master. I have no problem playing the long game. I had to make an example out of the design. A plan to take down design from the inside out. He left clues along the way. See a little wink there. Shave my head. So, of course, this was all planned. Sammy with this whole big plan to take out the design. Coven kind of scares me. Diener, Angels, and Khan. I'm going to ruin each and every one of your lives. Sammy said, I'm coming for you and I will destroy the design. Thumbs up, thumbs down. The death machine has returned. Yes, he has. It was good for Sammy to let the hair go. Yeah, he looks better without it. He had that real greasy hair, didn't he? Remember 1 year, liked step 4. Sheldon Jean. So it's time for, oh, guys, you know what time it is. Get ready. Get ready. Sheldon Jean. is part of Big Brother Canada. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Gave up. Oh. There he is. Joe Hendry is here. Everybody clap. I need to have that big fat head thing that they have for Joe Hendry in the audience. I believe in Joe Hendry. The Digital Media Championship is on the line. I believe, says Alicia. I believe in Joe Hendry, says Aaron. Joe Hendry needs a new parody tune. Yeah, maybe depending on what his next feud will be. I agree. Those are hilarious. John Kessler says, I believe in Joe Hendry. Bonkers LFC says, I believe in Joe Hendry. Clap, clap. The audience believes. Crowd singing along with the theme. That's fantastic. Heather says, I believe in Joe Hendry. Damien says, I believe in Joe Hendry as well. Everybody believes. And there he is. See what he has to say. The We Believe chants. Toronto. The Digital Media Championship champions once again graced you with his presence. He said it will be defended against Sheldon Jean. Sheldon was on Canadian Big Brother, as they were just talking about. So feel last a lifetime in Hendry's house. All you have to do is say the two magic words. We believe. There it is. £252 of pure motivation. The answer to all life's problems. They believe in Joe Hendry. There you go. We believe chants. Now we're back from the commercial. So we should be catching up with the Access people right about now, I would think. Show went fast tonight, man. That first match was long. It was a half hour long, and the show's like breezing by. We're almost at the end. And we're gonna get a empty arena of Macklin, I guess, that close out the show. We had that empty arena with Mickey on the last one too. So we're gonna get empty arena with Macklin as well, I guess. What do you think's gonna happen? You would think something's gonna happen with the Macklin stuff. What do you guys think's gonna happen with Macklin and his address to the crowd, talking about the changing of the guard? What do you think's gonna happen? You think someone shows up? You think Aldis shows up? Said he would be watching, right? Think he shows up? Maybe Josh? They are in Canada. Think maybe Josh comes out? Tell him he's coming after that somewhere down the road. It's interesting, right? Sheldon Jean with a kick to the midsection of Joe Hendry. Hendry is deceptively strong. Like, he doesn't look, he's a big dude, but he doesn't look like he's as strong as he is. I shouldn't say it that way. He's very muscular. I mean, he looks strong, but I mean, looks like he's like big man strong. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe for someone who's a little bit taller, a little bit bigger, but I mean, look at that. Ooh, look at this. Sheldon Jean just squeezing his face and I had his nose. I think Joe's long game is something similar to Diener. Impact always goes by way too. Yeah, it really does. Well, you know what they say. Time flies when you're having fun. It does go by really quickly. Sheldon Jean looking pretty impressive here so far. He's a tall dude as well. Landed on Hendry's knee. This is probably our last match, I would imagine, which reminds me. Jeff's a lot better with these graphic things than I am, you could tell. There it is. Ah, there we go. Now I figured it out. I figured there was a way so that you didn't have to page through them like that because Jeff never does that. Now I found out how to do it. There you go. Okay. Only took me all the way through the show. Joe Hendry now has him up. Oh. Takes down Sheldon Jean and a kip up from Hendry. He hasn't done that thing where he appears behind the wrestler for a while. I kind of like that. Oh, there it goes. Turns around and you see the smile from Hendry. Now he's got him by the neck. Has him up. No. Sheldon Jean went for a kick and missed. Hendry with a shot to the chest. Headbutt. Good old headbutt. You don't see that much anymore. Off the ropes, Jean ducks under the clothesline, and Jean with a kick to the mid said, okay. Jean making a comeback. Oh, huge clothesline from Hendry. Hendry feeling it now. Welcome to technology. It's funny how I've worked my whole career in technology. You'd think I would know. A member of our channel for 1 year, Aaron? Well, that's awesome. Thank you. Happy 1 year. Hendry retains and gets the win. Razor Ramon slam, says Aaron. Joe retains. Yes. Yes. I believe in Joe Hendry. The standing ovation, he calls that finisher. Matthew Smith says he was hoping for an upset. Matthew, you don't believe in Joe Hendry? What? What? Sheldon Jean is under Impact Wrestling contract. He's on the roster page. Cool. The standing ovation. Yeah, I like it. Cool finisher. Hendry heads out, and yeah, we Steve Macklin's changing of the guard. I think that's going to be it. Oh, this is next week, guys. We've got Masha and Jordan Grace next week. Ooh. We've seen that matchup before. The Design against ABC. They're calling themselves ABC now instead of the Bullet Club. When did that happen? And Deonna Purrazzo against Taylor Wilde. When did they start calling themselves ABC? When did that happen? But they can't use the Bullet Club anymore? Maybe they can't. Ooh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's because Jay White went to AEW. Maybe they can't use the maybe they can't use that name anymore. Ace and Bay connection. No, yeah. I mean, I know, but I'm just wondering, like, they can't call themselves a Bullet Club anymore. Well, there you see it. Almost kind of looks like he's got security guards outside the door, a.k.a. someone else we remember. Remember someone else who had security guards outside of his locker room door like that? They used the name on Rebellion. Yeah, they did. I don't know. Oh, no, the fans are there. I guess he said wrestlers aren't allowed there, but the fans are allowed there. I thought he was going to clear the room like Mickey did. Look at this. He's going to have soldiers walk him out. Kevin Kelly, one of the greatest commentators of all time. Yeah, they did use the name. I don't know. I wonder if they can't use it anymore because they were calling them the Bullet Club for the longest time. So I don't know if that's something that they're not allowed to do anymore. I don't know. It's just weird. Private security force, bodyguards. Yes. Well, heel champions do tend to do that. Goldberg. Yes, that's who I was thinking of when he had people outside the door. Yeah, Jordan's contract is coming up. Yes. The Frozen hiring thing, we don't know for sure, Little Silver. That's another rumor going around. There's nobody that's confirmed that. And here comes Macklin with a whole slew of soldiers. Or whatever this private security force, whatever they are. Macklin not taking any chances that somebody might come down there and try to attack him. God, Aaron, don't even say that. Don't even say it. Could you imagine if Goldberg came out tonight? Oh my God. Please. This should be interesting. I would imagine we get something from Aldis here. If that's where they're going to go. And it's going to be Aldis versus Macklin at Rebellion, then I'd imagine that Aldis will come out here. But I don't know. I don't know if they have maybe saving that for somewhere down the road. Finally, Macklin is world champ. I'm pretty sure that he was winning either way. Regardless of whether or not it was Josh or not, I think Macklin was going to win. No Jay White in WWE. Nope, he's in AEW. Aldis in WWE. Nope. We want Josh Chance. Wow. He's an American on Canadian soil. Yeah, they're giving him some booze. Macklin said he had to figure out who he was and who he wanted to become. A lady in the crowd being like, cut it. I think Nick Aldis and Steve Macklin so built up over time, it's too soon for those two. Yeah, I would tend to agree. I don't think they should just throw him right into the mix. Build it up a bit. So I don't know, maybe it won't be Nick. He said he'd be watching. But if it's not Nick, who would you guys think it would be? Who do you think is going to come out here? It can't be Josh. Josh can't wrestle. So who do you guys think, if it's not Nick Aldis, who do you think will come out and interrupt this? Who is the next contender? Who is that guy that's going to come out and challenge Steve Macklin? Who do you think it's going to be? I'm thinking somebody we haven't seen on the show yet tonight. Could it be Rich Swann? Maybe? Yeah, Little Silver. I was kind of thinking the same thing. Could it be Rich Swann? Mike Bailey or Gresham? I don't know. I maybe. I wouldn't be opposed to either one of them. I kind of think someone's coming out during this. I just don't know who. Yeah, Eric Young supposedly is working for WWE. Just hasn't been on the shows Deal with it, Canada. Scott D'Amore maybe comes out. I don't know if Scott would wrestle him. I mean, they had that confrontation. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Scott showed up because he took out Scott. But I don't know that Scott will wrestle him. Maybe Scott will have an opponent that he'll set up to wrestle him. Macklin talking about how he wanted to humiliate Josh in front of his hometown crowd. He sounds angry because he's a heel, Matt. That's what they do. He's a heel. Scott make an announcement about the next opponent. He said, please step up as long as you're Canadian. He's always asking the little kid. Who can be Canadian? Is there somebody Canadian that can? Said, I'm not afraid to hit a kid. Wow, what a... Uh-oh. Here comes... Okay, well... Scott D'Amore is Scott D'Amore is on his way out. Maybe he's going to set up like a number one contenders. He says part ways. You could let him in. Scott D'Amore chance. Gracious of you. Some TNA originals that were Canadian. Let's not let it be forgotten who gave you those opportunities, son. Everything it took to be a world champion, and you are. Congratulations. Manipulating reality. Can't believe Scott D'Amore did the guy. No, the Destroyer, yeah. Are you ducking Nick Aldis? Wow, okay. Says Scott, you don't get it. Santino's Canadian, LOL. Can you imagine? That you just reminded everybody not and just you hit a Canadian Destroyer. He's saying maybe Scott D'Amore is challenging him, but no. Did you trade your balls in for the headset? Woo! That was some smoke. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The coward SOB. Woo! Is Scott going to wrestle? We're going to have Scott and Macklin? Uh-oh. Scott's taking off the jewelry? Look out. You want to face a Canadian? Fine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Show PCO? He's going to face PCO? Bet you he didn't plan that one. Or he didn't plan on this. He's going to... I forgot all about PCO. PCO versus Macklin? That wouldn't have been my guess at all, Heather. That was totally out of the blue. And PCO is going down to the goons. Let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to take him out? Yep, here they come. PCO just shoving them back and throws them over the top ropes. Macklin's telling them all to get him. Now Macklin smashes PCO with the title. The numbers might be too much. They're just all beating him down. The security all beating him up. Now Macklin's got the belt. And now a table is getting thrown in there. Not looking good. PCO is just getting beat down under the weight of all these security guards that he's got in there. Macklin's setting him up. He's got the title. Tag him and bag him. PCO comes out and knocks all the security guards down, and here we go. Macklin and PCO. PCO throws him over into the far corner. Big lariat. Oh! PCO getting the crowd into it. And Macklin's getting out of dodge. Well, there you go. It's going to be Macklin's first defense. PCO. Aaron says totally called it. Matthew Smith says nice. John G says perfect creation one. Look out. Oh, and he just speared two of the guards through the table. Crowd chants PCO, and PCO points at Macklin. So James Chadwick says, such good shit. Yes. So there you go. Macklin's first title defense will be against PCO. All right, I like it. I like it. There you go. Different. I wouldn't have expected that, but I'm good with that. And that is how the show ends. A little early tonight. A couple of 4 minutes beforehand. PCO is the challenger for Macklin, so it is not going to be Aldis. So Aldis will probably be somewhere down the road. I'm guessing they'll save Aldis for Rebellion, I would guess. If indeed it's going to be that soon. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be, maybe it'll be a wait for that. Maybe we won't see that until maybe sometime in the fall. So Yeah. So there you go. Rutro says, Aaron, Under Siege World title match set. Yeah, that is their next pay-per-view. So, of course, we will have that. All this for Slammiversary, says Jason. Maybe. Unless they're going to hold off a little bit. We'll see. They might just play this up, and they might hold off on it. And they might, they might keep it going for a little while, play it up a little bit, let the storyline develop a little, instead of just, going right into that. So we shall see. But, Under Siege is next. Of course, we will have that on our channel and see what happens with PCO against Steve Macklin. All right, guys, give me your scores. Let me know what you thought of tonight's show. Of course, we score them out of 10, so let me know what you thought. And I will let you know what my score was for tonight as well. We got some shocking developments, right? We got some different matchups coming up. Taylor Wilde against Deonna Purrazzo, which is interesting. We've got now, of course, the PCO against Macklin. Johnny Swinger is going to end up wrestling some famous luchador, which is probably Zicky Dice. It looks like we've got some good things going on. Trey Miguel more than likely going to have a different opponent. It could be Gresham. It could be Bailey, one of those people that was involved in that match. And so we've got Masha, we saw next week, going up against Jordan Grace. So some cool stuff. We got to see Alicia wrestle tonight, which was first time in a while. Great episode tonight, says John G. All right, we got Dylan, 9 out of 10. What a show. Spectacular, says Aaron. John Kessler says 9.75. John G says 9 out of 10. Macklin went to the bathroom in his pants. I wouldn't have thought of PCO either. That came totally out of left field. Even when they were saying Canadian, it didn't cross my mind. Of course he's Canadian. Very near perfect show, 10 out of 10. Heather says 9 out of 10. Barry says we're going for 8 out of 10, but PCO pushed it up to a 9. Yeah, he could do that, right? Yeah, man. They just keep churning these out, dude. Like, just when we think that, well, they just got over this one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year, right? Rebellion. And they knocked it out of the park, and then you kind of think, well, what's going to happen next now, right? Now the Macklin chase is over, right? His chase for the title is over. So where do you go? And then I'm kind of thinking, well, it almost looked like it was going to be Scott, right? Scott D'Amore. And then out of left field, you're going to get PCO against Steve Macklin. So that's pretty amazing. Just some different matchups now that they've got going on, which is amazing, right? They're starting over, new paths and stuff like that now, which will lead up to Rebellion eventually, or I'm sorry, Slammiversary eventually. The fact that Sammy is back, right? The Death Machine is back. That was awesome. He's going to take apart the design, so you'll see that it was his plan all along. So that was really cool too. We get the showing the end of that story, and then another storyline coming out of that. So yeah, man, they just keep turning it out. I'm going to say 9 as well. I don't think I've scored. I think I had literally one show this year that they've done that I scored an 8.75, and even that show wasn't bad. It was. I mean, it's just that they just really keep pulling the right strings, and they just keep knocking stuff out of the park. Another great episode of Impact with nothing to complain about. Really, 9 out of 10 for tonight. See you all next Thursday. We'll see you, Damien. Yeah. Take care and chat with you Sunday for no Between the Ropes this week, Brandon. We were going to do draft predictions, but we're not going to do that. Again, I want to give Jeff some time. He really is, under this workload that he's got at his job. So I want to give him, a little bit of time off, right? So we're just going to take the weekend off this weekend. We've got the draft is coming up soon. So we'll definitely have the SmackDown for the draft. So we will be back. Our next show will be Monday. Of course, Abby's Window with Jeff and Jody and Dom will be there. They'll probably have some stuff to talk about because you have the Uncle Howdy song that's being released and things like that, and some stuff in the way of that. So they'll be there on Monday at 6 p.m. So join them. After that, we'll be back here next Thursday. Hopefully Jeff will be back, and then next Friday, I believe, is the draft. Right? Is it next Friday? I think it is. Yeah, the 28th. So, yeah, definitely we will have that episode of SmackDown. We'll do the watch along for the first night of the draft for you guys. So, and let's see. Hope Eddie Edwards fused with Joe Hendry. Bonker says an 8.5. Take care and chat with you Sunday. Yeah, that's who I was talking to, Brandon. Problem is sometimes the chase is better than the title reign itself. Yeah, sometimes that does happen, right? When Impact is in America, I think Macklin is only going to want to fight Americans, always avoiding Aldis. He'll try to get out of that as long as he can. Yeah, he'll try to get around it as long as he can. Awesome Impact tonight. It felt like it flew by. 9 out of 10. Right night, everybody. Way past my bedtime. Take care and stay safe. You too, Alicia. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you coming out and keeping me company tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. I know I did. Thought it was awesome, as always. And thanks for coming out. Really, really appreciate you being here with me. Would have been really boring if I were out here talking to myself, right? So, again, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit a like on the stream before you head out tonight. And also make sure you hit the notification bell to be notified about when we have that future content. So that is going to do it for us for the evening. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. And hopefully we will see you all for our next show, which will be Abby's Window on Monday. Enjoy SmackDown tomorrow. Enjoy Rampage tomorrow. And enjoy your weekend. Have a great weekend. As I always say, stay safe. Please be kind to one another. And hopefully we will see you all for our next show. Have a great night, guys. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.